Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to walk you through some of the products out there which are available to buy and sell alpha tokens. This is in response to a comment I received in one of my YouTube videos recently by Dominic Daly 4976, and he asked me how do you get and store alpha tokens. And so I myself have been struggling with it because there are a bunch of different platforms, and over the last couple of months I have tried a few of them, but then new ones have come up. So I thought now is a good time to look through each one of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through what is available in terms of the different trading products. Then I'm going to tell you how do you do it, like how do you buy Tao, and then how do you stake it. And finally, I'm going to tell you my top choice and what I'm basically using today, which should basically be the coverage of this video. So if this is the first time you're going to stake into an alpha token or you're going to buy an alpha token, this video is for you. But before I jump in, I want to make sure that you understand that when I say buying and selling an alpha token, what we're essentially doing is we're staking and unstaking Tau, because that's how it works with the with the introduction of dynamic Tau. So with dynamic Tau, each of these subnets have an alpha token which is minted. Each of these alpha tokens have a one-on-one ratio with Tau initially, and then over time, based on the market prices like the demand and supply of Tau staked into these alpha for alpha into these various subnets, is the price determined. And so based on those prices daily, the Tau that is emitted as for rewards across these, which are to be distributed across these different subnets, are essentially distributed based on the weighted average of the market prices of each of these subnets. So that's the basic concept. Now let me share my screen and walk you through how all of this actually works. So before we even start doing and figuring out how to stake or which token to buy, a starting point is obviously knowing what these different subnet tokens, subnet alpha projects are, which category or narrative are they operating in, and what are they doing basically. Like, is this something which is going to grow? If yes, should I take the risk of staking my Tau token into these in exchange for these alpha tokens? And I recently came across this website called TaoPill.ai. And if you go through this website, I think it's incredible because this is kind of a research cum news platform for everything that's happening in the subnet ecosystem on BitTensor. So on the top, you have research reports which the team has compiled, which gives you an insight into any given subnet. So if I click on this one, this is a research on serverless compute. So I'm assuming this should be okay. So this is subnet 19. Subnet 19 speed, AI training with gradients, and serverless compute via shoots. So this is one which is kind of covering Rayon Labs, which is a popular, which is one of the bigger companies operating within the BitTensor ecosystem. So you can go through it, and this article is about subnet 19. So you can go through this article, you can understand what they are doing, what the market opportunity is, what they are actually building, and is this something which will have a market in the long term, and decide for yourself. And then if I go back to the home page, on your left, you have this panel where you see, let me just make it a little smaller for you guys. So on the left, you can see you have all of these different, they have very beautiful categorization. So you can see all of the subnets which are working on model development. You can see all of them which are working on data pipeline, on compute, on AI components, AI tooling, generative AI, AI powered tooling, agentic AI, which is a hot category in crypto right now, guys. scientific research, DSci category, general infra and predictive systems. So, this is a great starting point because this gives you the lay of the land of all of the different projects that are operating within the BitTensor ecosystem and exactly what they're doing. I also quite like what I see on the right hand side, which is kind of giving me, quick update, like news updates on all of the announcements and achievements that has happened, that is happening real time across all of these subnets. So recently, 19AI, which is what we were looking at, accomplished faster inference at 300 tokens a second, right? At 300 tokens a second, which is so cool, right? For free. So this gives you, okay, so you can click and it takes you to Twitter, but this gives you a sense of what's hot, what's really happening. And then if I click here, you get a list of all of the blogs that are available right now. Of course, this is an evolving list, and so take what you can with a pinch of salt. But I think any data that can help you make better decisions is always good to have. So thank you guys, thank you Sammy and Wombo and Nothing Labs for creating this community tool for all of us, because this is super helpful, guys. Okay, so with that said, now I'm going to jump and walk you through all of the different products. I'll tell you how to use them as well and give you a quick overview of pros and cons of each. So the first one that I want to take you through is Tao.bot. I think this is an interesting one, and just so you guys know, Tao.bot interestingly also has a token. So, here it is. So it's probably, kind of went to 50 million now, doing its own thing. But it's important to note, like, if you want to have exposure into, one of these projects, this is probably a good way to do it as well. But for another video. But in this one, I'm going to show you, I'll give you a quick review of Taobot. So I have used Taobot before. What I like about Taobot is it's kind of very clean. It's it's exactly the look and feel that we come to know of and appreciate in kind of Uniswap, and other dexes. So as you can see, you start with the token, and then you have a list. You can choose here, any subnet that you can want. So I am gonna quickly connect my wallet and take you through it. So when you click on the Connect Wallet button, you can see that you have two options, right? You have Ethereum and you have BitTensor. Because most of us have our funds over on Ethereum, I'm going to start from Ethereum, but it is pretty much a very similar process on BitTensor as well, and you can explore it later. But I quite like the option to have Ethereum, because the moment I click Ethereum, I have all of my known wallets available. I mostly use Uniswap, so I'm going to click on Uniswap, and then I'm going to sign this message and authenticate. As soon as I authenticate, it asks me to again sign so I can log in. So here I am. All right. So as you can see on top right, my wallet is connected, and I have a couple of different options. The first option is to bridge. So what is happening when I bridge? What's happening when I bridge is I am essentially bridging my assets from the Ethereum blockchain into the BitTensor EVM chain, right? And you can, into the BitTensor substrate chain. And so I can select an asset. So far, it only supports Ethereum, USD, and Ether. So let's say if I start with USD, I can put in a small amount for testing. Let's say, okay, so I have to have at least $25. So I can buy $25 worth of Tao right now, and I can bridge. So as soon as I bridge, what's going to happen is it's going to open the wallet again for me and ask me to sign the transaction, right? So I don't want to do it right now, but you get the picture. Once you bridge, you will be able to see your Tao balance right here. And so then you can go to the Explore tab, where you will see all of the different trending subnets and what's really trending on Taobot, meaning what users of the Taobot app are using. You see the total market cap of all the subnets. You see, what the value of these subnets are. right? And then below you can explore all of these different subnets. So I can click on subnet to Omron. I will get into its page. I can basically get its entire price history, and I can simply swap. So I can select Tao. Let's say I have a little bit of Tao here. I can select this, which is it's giving me an error right now, but basically it will pick it up, and then I can select whatever alpha token I want. In this case subnet 2. So I can select subnet 2. I can just type in subnet 2, and it will show me Omron. I can select Omron, and I can do a transaction. As you can see, it is showing me an error. So maybe there is something which is wrong on the platform right now. Maybe they're gonna manage it. But this is I think a good platform. I like it because I don't have to use a third party bridge. I can simply come to this platform, click on trade, click on bridge, connect my ETH wallet, and simply use my available funds in my wallet to simply bridge to the chain, and then explore the subnet that I want to invest in, click on that subnet and stake, right? Trade. And it also has this really cool portfolio feature. So everything that you've your current holdings shows up here alongside all of the price changes, and you can see like the real time profit and loss of all of your positions, and you also see this history of all of your transactions. So this is one, I think, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give it like 4.5. Partly because it's an all-in-one platform. It's easy to use, but this authentication problem is something that I've faced many times before. It's something which kind of is irritating, but it's not that bad. I mean, I could just sign in and deal with it. Like now it's connected and showing me. So let me go back again and try again. So let's say if I want to do subnet 2, and I come here and I select subnet 2 right here, right? So subnet 2, and I can like max my stake. And okay, so now it has picked this up, and I can buy 0.0012888757 worth of Omron right now, right? So 1 Tau is 108 subnet alpha tokens. So, okay, so this works, guys. I would highly recommend, if this is the first time you're starting and you only have funds on, traditional blockchains like Ethereum, then this is a good place to start. Okay, so what's next? Now, another popular tool that a lot of people are using is the Tao app. And the problem, I actually quite like the Tao App. Before I talk about the problem, actually, it's very well done. It's extremely data driven. It gives me all of the details around how what the price action is across all of these subnets in real time. I can also customize my columns to add like more information. In this case, I pretty much turned on almost everything. And it is also showing me what's the most traded top gainers, and the biggest movers by the deepest liquidity right now, right? The top 40 alpha tokens. So I quite like this platform, but here's the challenge to using it. One, to use this, you need to have a BitTensor wallet. So in my case, I use the BitTensor wallet, which is recommended by BitTensor itself. So if you go to their website, which is BitTensor.com, on the connect page, you will see a link to a wallet, and if I click on it, it takes me to this page where there is this. You can click on this to set up your Chrome wallet extension, which I've already done, but this is how you get it. So once you get it, right, I can simply click on connect wallet. Okay, so there's some problem. Let me just refresh again. So basically, you can click on the connect wallet button. It will pick up your Tao wallet. You sign and you connect, right? So once that happens, you can just go into any of these different subnets and trade, right? So it's exactly the same afterwards how Taobot works, but this is basically how Tao app works. The limitation of Tao app is currently there's no bridge. So either you will have to send your Tao from a centralized exchange like Binance or wherever else you've bought Tao, and then move that Tao send that Tao to your wallet address. And once you do, you simply connect to Tao app and you can start trading. I like this platform because it's extremely data driven. It's clean. You can make decisions, but it's also extremely slow, as you can see right now. So this is another one. Now, I want to bring out an important point that for those of you who are more decentralization friendly, who detest centralized exchanges like me, I don't like using centralized exchanges much. So in my case, there is a wrapped version of Tao available. So what is wrapped Tau? Wrapped Tau is a token which is an ERC20 token, meaning it is deployed on the Ethereum blockchain. So as you can see, here is the Ethereum symbol, here is the token contract address, and this token is available on to buy and sell on various decentralized exchanges. So as you can see, it's available on UniV4, which has a decent volume. So not too much slippage. So you can go here, you can go to Uniswap, and essentially go to like exchange, right? So if I just go to Uniswap, yes, you can go to uniswap.org, click on trade, right? And then here you can put the wallet address. I wrapped Tau. So yeah, I already have a bunch of wrapped Tau. But let's say if I want to buy a little more, I can select the coin. I can buy for, I don't know, like $10 worth of wrapped Tau right here. And I can click on it to see okay how much is the fees and stuff like that. And if I review and it'll give me okay, you're selling $10 of USDT and you're buying like $9.94 worth of Raptor, because this includes some kind of network cost, which is the gas that you're paying to the validators, and the fees that Uniswap is charging, which is 0.25%. So you can do that, and you will get these tokens in your wallet, and then you can come to Tao Bridge. I've used Tao Bridge before, guys. It's, I think, pretty safe. It has a set of smart contracts which are deployed on Ethereum. And so what you can do is you can move your funds from the BitTensor substrate blockchain to Ethereum, and from Ethereum back to BitTensor whenever you want, right? So if you want to bridge, let's say if I want to bridge this Raptao, which is 2.36 in my wallet, from the Ethereum chain to the substrate, I will click on bridge back to Finny, right? It will automatically show how much wrap Tau I have. And I'll add, let's say I want to do like 0.5 or something. And I will add my wallet address. So if I click on my, Tau wallet, and here is my wallet address, I just copy that, I paste it, and I click on bridge back. They will charge a fee of 0.0012 Tau for this transaction, right? And you should also know that these transactions are only processed once every 360 blocks. So every block on BitTensor is created in like once every 12 seconds. So it might take a couple of minutes to maybe an hour for the wrapped Tau to be unwrapped and for you to receive the Tau network token on your BitTensor wallet. So don't worry about it. I've used this. Multiple people have used this. Although this is, to be very clear, is not a product which is built by the OpenTensor Foundation or the BitTensor, core developers in any way. It is a community product, and keep that in mind when you use this. So you can bridge that, and then you can easily kind of come to Tao app or any similar platform, and once you connect your wallet you should be able to see, but you can already see that it is a bit slow. So it is what it is. So I'm gonna leave Tao app for now, but go to another one, which is TaoStats. This is probably one of the most popular Tao data platforms and Tao explorers out there, where you can basically see all of the details of what's happening on the blockchain, the recent transactions that have happened, right? And then you have something known as subnets here. So if I click on subnets, you will basically see a list of all of the different subnets. You will also see sentiment, which is pretty cool, right? You can see where the sentiment is hot versus where it's not. And I can click on like the 1 hour price movement to see where a lot of activity is happening. Many of these subnets like SoundRight and others we've already covered in our videos. So if you want to know more about any of this, you can go right there. And then let's say if I want to stake in, I don't know, let's say I want to stake in Merit, right? Which has already seen, quite a bit of activity in the last 24 hours. So I can simply come here and all of these, you see the prices right here. And what I can do is, by the way, guys, all of this is in Tao, which is again, one of the cool features of Subnet 64 is you can see prices in USD, which I quite like. Anyways, so you can come here, you can, buy and sell right here. You can add the amount that you want to buy. You simply connect your wallet, right? Again, you should know that a lot of these services are kind of frustrating because they are so slow. As you can see, I've already clicked my connect wallet button and it's not even working. So use them, and you might have to try more than once in order to make it happen, but it will work. So yeah, you can explore, you can connect your wallet, enter the amount that you want to buy, and then click on buy. It will process your transaction. So this is another version of how it works. Until now, I've shown you the bigger ones. I'm going to show you some that I found while researching, trying to make this video, that I haven't really tried, and I really don't know how good they are, but I'll give you a sense of the platform based on how it's built up and my experience, using trading platform over the years in crypto. So TaoTrader is actually pretty nice. It's a platform where you can explore, analyze, and trade tokens on the BitTensor ecosystem with real-time data. It's actually pretty good. You can swap tokens. You have a screener, so you can see market movements. You have a portfolio manager. So everything that we saw on the Taobot app is also available here. The added value proposition that TaoTrader has is they have something known as subnet level analysis. So you can see how the network dynamics is essentially playing out in terms of APYs and stuff. So let's quickly go through. They have the swaps feature. They have these, little cool tooltips explaining the product. So, if I go to the drop down, you can already see there are 3 options here. If you're a new user, you're a newbie like me, I'll just keep it simple. I'll select the token that I want to sell. So, let's say Tao. And then I'll select the token I want to buy. Let's say I want to buy Omron, and I will, enter the amount and I'll go with it, right? So now it says I have insufficient funds. And they also give you a choice of validators. And in this case, it automatically selects the validator where you want to, stake your, with whom you want to delegate your stake to. But as always, as you can see, there are a bunch of different validators available. There's Yuma, there's Polychain, there's Tatsu, there's TaoStats and Corsul, there's Crucible Labs. All of them are like decent names in this space, so you can trust them. But if you keep it too simple, it will automatically put it to the a hot key or cold key where you can see the maximum amount of stake that is going, and it will also show you what's the fee and what the APY generally looks like. So this is the platform. I kind of like it. There is also the screener where you can easily see what's really happening in the markets. You can customize it to the number of entries that you want to see in the database. And if you click on any, I think they have a pretty decent platform. As you can see on the left, you see all of the different subnet alpha tokens, and here I have the price chart. I can set it by 5 minutes, an hour, or a day, which gives me a good sense of okay, what's really happening in the ecosystem. And then if I scroll further down, I have their analysis, so I can so this is basically shoots. So I can click on analysis and it shows me okay, how much alpha is in emission, how much tau is in emission each block, and what's the alpha out, what's the subnet emission. So you can see it's about 14.5% of all the tau in a day goes to shoots, which is pretty popular. And then you see the emission distribution, and good data if you want to basically make decisions what you need to do. And you're also seeing like trading history, which is kind of very cool. And you see what's the APY for cross validators, and how much APY goes into different validators. So a lot of good data, well data pad. Again, you simply need to kind of come here, click on this connect your wallet, which I've already done. But for to use all of these platforms, as you can see, there is no integrated bridge. So you will probably have to use Tao bridge. Add your wallet address, which is what is connected right here. So if you see my wallet address like ending with JR98 is what it is, JR98. I can send the money, it will show up on my wallet, and then I can, pretty much choose if I want to do it on Tao App or TaoStats or TaoTrader. Now I find another one, which is Backprop Finance. I've been looking at it for a couple of weeks now. It's a nice platform. It's very clean. It looks the most professional amongst almost every other that I've seen so far. And you can see again, there's a screener right here which shows you a list of all of the alpha tokens. Then you have the trade button, and I like this clean look because it's kind of very similar to what I see on on this platform that I use to trade memes. It's called GMGN.ai. And another one which is called Axiom.trade. These are two that I use, and the layout is kind of very similar to the look and feel of those platforms, which I like. I can see, all of the transactions, who's buying at this point in time. I can see who the top holders are, which I quite like, and how much percentage they are holding, what's their unrealized PNL. I can see my transactions if I start doing it, and I can see my positions as well. So to use it, I have to click on connect. They are soon coming to EVM, which is good news, because then I can simply just connect and get started. And I can click on BitTensor. In this case, there is something which is a little fishy for me, which is I can't simply just connect to my wallet. I have to either create a new wallet on Backprop, or I have to import my existing wallet. It's not that big of a big deal for me, but they should have just let me, use my own wallet. I'm also, not sure what's really happening, but let me quickly try and set one up and see what's going on here. So okay, I accept, and then I create wallet. Okay, so they have now given me a 12-word mnemonic phrase. Okay, guys, so basically they're creating a non-custodial wallet for me on the platform. I think it just makes life simple and easy for them. Okay, I'm going to copy this. I will confirm, and I'll continue. And now it's asking me for the words. So let me quickly check out what those are. So, all right, guys. So I've added it. Now I have created a wallet, which is kind of cool, right? I have this wallet. And then what can I do is I can also set up a passkey, right, to access this wallet, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to just add my password again. I'll see. It will probably ask me to, use my Chrome profile or a password manager. I'm just going to use my Chrome profile for now and click on continue. And now it's asking for my biometric, which is just added, but it failed to create a configure a passkey. So maybe I can do it later. But here I am. Now my wallet is created, right? And all I have to do is, if I want to trade, I just have to copy this wallet address, again go to Tao bridge, and I should be ready to trade. So the platform looks clean. I like the fact that they have more they have better charting details available. I can also use standard charting tools. So yeah, I quite like this because I can do my setup like some kind of buying ranges and selling ranges and use them to buy. I would certainly like to see limit orders, because limit orders allow me to preset at what price I'm going to buy. So even if I'm not actively sitting and trading, I can simply just trade, and there bottom it is showing me which subnet, which validator I want to stake with, which is a standard feature because that's how DTAO really works. And so overall, I think this is pretty cool. They have the portfolio feature where I can see all the information in USD. Again, they have the leaderboard, which is basically all of the folks who are trading on the platform, what their value looks like. And here is the watch list. So I can, I can also create a watch list, which is pretty cool. So let me try and creating a watch list. Let's see how it works. How do you create a watch list? Let's say I want to add Templar to my watch list. Maybe I have to click on it and I will have an option to like add it to watch list somehow. Let me go to the trading platform. Maybe it's here. So how do I add to watch list? How? Okay, so I do see there is, okay, so here it is. There is a button and I, I must to add my password again, which is kind of irritating, but here I am. Okay, so now let me try and create a watch list. Call this, I don't know, DEAI training. So decentralized training, list of subnets working on decentralized training, and then I create, and I guess here I am, and then I add a symbol. Okay, now finally it shows me the symbol. So I know Templar is working on decentralized training, I guess. So I add that, and I should be able to now see the watch list prep up. Okay, this is pretty cool, guys, because now I can kind of explore the subnet right here and their transactions, what's happening. So yeah, really, really cool. And then they also have analytics kind of showing me overall what's happening in the dynamic DAO ecosystem, like overall how the market cap is happening. So we can already see it's kind of pretty much at the very top. Then we see the FDV, which is kind of, rose rapidly and then kind of going sideways. I see at what time frames most trading happens, and then I'm also seeing like the daily volume, and I see root tau versus alpha, and I see total alpha price. I see popular subnets right now, token shares, this and that, and they're also giving me this nice 24-hour price performance, which is so cool because this is telling me, okay, this one's hot, this one's hot, this one's hot. There's a bunch of others which are kind of hot right now, and wallets. So yeah, man, super impressed by Backprop Finance so far. And then I have my wallet. I can add a new wallet, import another one, and then they have their documentation as well. This takes me to so TensorPlex is the company behind Backprop. Guys, this is also one of the validators. They offer liquid staking. They have Dojo, which is a subnet that they are building as well. So, okay, I think this is fairly trustworthy and a good product, and something for you to kind of keep an eye on. I also like this little feature where they're showing like news up top, which is so cool, man, so cool. I'm definitely going to use more and more of Backprop moving forward, moving out of Taobot. The only thing that I would like for them to do, and guys, quick feedback, TensorPlex team, please add a bridge so we can easily move funds from any chain to BitTensor substrate. Okay, guys, so this is another one. Then we move to BitTensor.ai. Now, this is again one that I found recently, kind of very similar to all of the other ones. As you can see, they also have pretty interesting, charting features. And what was really cool about this was, when you click on to add a subnet token, you can just go through all of these. Let's say if I want to add, I don't know, subnet 55 precog, I can simply click on it, and what happens is if I go here on top, you can see you have all of these different tabs, and so I can just move between tabs to see what's happening across. So I can go to subnet 38, which is decentralized training, and I already see all of this price action. I can change this from hour, minutes to days, even 7 days, which is so cool. And then I can do my charting activities as well. I can do my charting activities as well. So this is actually a really nice experience as well. Let's see what else they have. They have the dashboard. So if I click on dashboard, it takes me through, okay, it shows me my wallet history, all of the transactions that I'm doing, what's my current balance like, stuff like that. And then I can click on subnets, and here they're giving me a quick overview of all of these different subnets. If I click on any of these, I think it will most likely take me to the trading page again, but let's see. Oh no. Okay, so they have a detailed page which gives me all of the key statistics and information about the subnet, which is kind of nice. But I think other platforms have more information, which is better. But okay, this is where we have, I guess the dashboard is again the previous screen. Yeah, this is the previous screen. And then they have a bunch of different help and documents and how do you get started? What are the different wallets that you can use, which is kind of nice, right? So I use this, which is the official Chrome extension, but you also have BitTensor iOS. You can use Math Wallet, Polkadot.js, Ledger. For those of you who use a physical cold storage device, this could be really cool. So yeah, overall, I think this is also a nice platform. If you're somebody who's looking to kind of go in and out very quickly, have information available without opening a dozen different tabs, which happens to me on Tao app, I can simply come here, click on the different tabs, and quickly see what's happening in the alpha price. And I also see this, I also see this little um, dollar to Tau sign. So I can click on dollars, and I'm seeing now the price in dollars for the alpha price, which is pretty nice. And then I can switch it back to Tau again. So yeah, overall pretty cool platform. Again, similar to Backprop, I can see transactions, top holders. I can see my transactions. So pretty standard stuff. Nice, good job, BitTensor.ai. Finally, I have covered almost all of the platforms. Now I'm going to take you through the one that I use, which is my choice. So recently there was an announcement. If I let me click on this first and take you through what Crucible Labs is. Now, Crucible Labs, guys, is essentially a wallet. They have built the Crucible wallet, and so if I very quickly go here, if you look at their team, so Ala Shabana, who is the co-founder of Crucible Labs, was previously the co-founder of BitTensor and the Open Tensor Foundation, right? So this guy is now working with David Levy, who's the co-founder of Crucible Labs, to build this platform. So great team, they very well understand the BitTensor ecosystem. They have essentially built it with their own two hands. So, what more can I say about it? And what they have built is very, very interesting, and which is exactly what I use. But let me take you through what their product is. Their product is a wallet which has something known as the smart allocator, guys. And so, what is the smart allocator? So smart allocator essentially takes the tau that you have, right? And rather than going through all of these hoops and trying to figure out which is the right alpha token, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, but if you're somebody who's more of a passive investor and you still want exposure to all of these different alpha tokens, then I think this product is actually good, because what it does is they have something known as a smarter staking strategy. And so what it does is they have a product called Core Alpha, and with Core Alpha, they have set up a smart Tau allocator. And so it compounds your root rewards and keeps your stake working across the top 20 subnets. What essentially means, in simple words, is I can set up this wallet, move my, send some Tau into this wallet, and then once I do that, like here are the screenshots, right? So I can set up this wallet. Once I do, it's currently only on a Chrome extension, but it will soon come to your mobiles as well. But what happens is you move your funds, and you will see how much funds you have. Then you click on the stake option, and once you do, like the stake option, you have two options. You have smart allocator. Right, I quite like the cheeky title, choose your adventure. Like more, if you want a more passive income strategy, go for smart allocator. Otherwise, you can just do stake myself. So what smart allocator does is it basically, it is developed by the same minds behind the network, beyond root, beyond basic. This is staking upgraded, and the way it works is you select smart allocator, and automatically the dividends that are accruing to the root subnet right now are automatically invested in the top 20 subnets. And so I think this is really cool because you don't have to constantly worry. In any case, the top 20 subnets are receiving almost 95% of all of the emissions. So just by being exposed to the top 20 subnets, you're able to compound your investment in the root DAO. I quite like it. I set it up. Let me just show you how it works. I set this up like, I think about 2 weeks back. And since then, I quite like it. So as you can see, it shows me, how much of my Tau right now is kind of staked in the core alpha. And so automatically, I went to allocate. I clicked. I've already done this, like auto stake. And so what has happened is, um, let me just, yeah. Right, so it doesn't show anything because I've already done that. I'm at max allocation, but if I did, right, I should be able to do it. Automatically it will take the rewards and reinvest it into all the top 20 subnets, which is a cool way of farming all of the rewards that are being accrued to all of these different alpha tokens, and make sure you don't miss the upside. So go come to this website, kind of go through all of these details, which is kind of cool. One cool thing that I really liked was that Smart Allocator brings exposure to the top subnets. So over time, as the root proportion will drop, right, your root dividends will also drop. So staking using the core alpha will ensure that your returns are based in alpha and not just affected by the drop in root tokens. So this is a good way to passively make sure you are you always have a buy-in to the top subnets, and you don't have to do anything. It will automatically manage your stake, compound it, and you can unstake anytime you want. So I can just click on this, and I can unstake. I'll have my Tau back. I can move that Tau into an exchange or wherever you want, right? I just have to select it, and then I'm good to go. So this to me is a good way to do it. And something that you should probably think about. But we saw all of these platforms. I'm probably going to try Backprop a little more because I think this is interesting. But yeah, if you're new, you don't want to take the headache of using Tao Bridge, I would simply recommend you go to Taobot, connect to Uniswap with your wallet, and then simply use their inbuilt bridge, so you don't have to go anywhere, and you will get your funds almost immediately. And then you use this platform to trade. If you want a little more sophisticated experience, I quite like Backprop so far. I think it's a nice platform. You can also try a bunch of others like Tao trading that we saw. You can also look at BitTensor.ai. I think all of them are pretty decent. All right, guys, I think this is a rather long video, longer than I anticipated. So almost 45 minutes in, but I hope you enjoyed this actually not a quick review, a really rather long review of all of these different trading platforms on BitTensor. I will see you again next week with more alpha, more insights, and more BitTensor. With that, if you're new here, please follow my channel and also follow me on X at DJNarisi, at the rate DJNarisi. I'll leave my Twitter handle right below. And tell me about this video, about my other videos. What do you like? What do you dislike? What can I do better? Do you want me to go beyond BitTensor, come with a larger AI coin ecosystem as well? And if yes, if there are any coins that you're looking at that you would want me to weigh in my inputs, not that it matters, but if you're looking for an opinion, I'm always happy to do it. All right, guys, with that, I am your host and friend, DJ Narisi, signing off.